morning, everyone. Beautiful day today. You can see a bit of the mountains in the background. You can see snow on the top. Further north, we're kind of facing, I guess, pretty much east here. North, looking north, there's some huge, like, glacial mountains. And I can see some snow on the mountains in front of us and the clouds as well. Speed limit is 90 here, right? I think that sign said 90. Hey, there's another sign that said 90. Confirms my thought. We are just leaving Terrace. Highway 16, Trans-Canada Highway 16. Furthest west I've ever been on the Highway 16, so next time we'll have to make it to Prince Rupert. I would have reset here in Terrace and driven to Prince Rupert bobtailed, but I really wanted to see my family too. If we get another run like this within the next month, I'm going to reset in Terrace and drive that. If I have to pay for the fuel or not, I'm driving to Prince Rupert. Okay. My truck has tires that are almost bald. We have made arrangements to get those put on by the end of the week. 8 brand new winters. We are also dropping the truck off at Kenworth and Penticton and repairing the leak in the windshield. The brand new windshield they put in is leaking. Excuse me. Got pretty chilly last night, plus 5 degrees. I used all 3 blankets. But I had a good sleep. Jess says so sleep. I had a great sleep. Copper River. That's one of the small rivers going into whatever the main river is. So, I hope, my plan is to be in Regina tomorrow night. It's going to be awfully tight. And Saskatchewan is not trucker friendly as far as pullouts and rest areas, and Alberta is. Alberta's got lots of pullouts and rest areas. Highway 16 here in BC is really friendly for rest areas, except between Smithers and Terrace. Well, they start over here. So what's that next town again? Basically, after Smithers, there's a couple hours of nothing. West of Smithers, there's no rest areas. But they start up over here again as you get close to Terrace. Just beautiful country. Beautiful, beautiful country. I'm glad the clouds lifted a bit. Not high enough we can see everything, but high enough we can see some of the big mountains. Loaded lumber. So yesterday we watched truck after truck, Super B after Super B. Just tons of Super Bs, all empty, headed in this direction, headed eastbound. Just like we are. We're empty, headed eastbound. We saw one truck going eastbound. It was a Sutco of all things in Terrace. And he had a load of Riverside on him. Is there a Riverside mill that way? I don't know. Maybe he was just driving around town and parking for the night. But on the highway, I have not seen a single load going eastbound. Everything goes west toward the port. We got a wide load here. We'll give them lots of room. Everybody waves on Highway 16 here. Between here and Prince George, everybody's waving. So we're going to Babine Babine lumber mill, just east of Burns Lake. Loading there. It was raining all night last night. Went shopping, walked through the mall. Actually, Terrace is actually a fairly decent sized town. It's got a wholesale club, Safeway, a Save on Foods, a Walmart Supercenter. For the bigger chains, there's Canadian Tire, Mark's Work Warehouse, and then fast food, McDonald's, A&W, Taco Bell, KFC. So not all the chains you would expect in a big city, but decent size. I always rate a city with how many box stores they have. So decent size, I don't know if it's called a city or a town. A place I would consider moving. Beautiful mountains. Beautiful place to be. We're gonna fuel up in Houston before going to Babine. It'd be pretty funny moving to Houston. Houston is close to Burns Lake. Family would understand. Or we should live close to Houston because family's going to be living close to Houston, Texas. Coming around a corner, seeing some more snow-capped mountains back there. Yeah, definitely a little more snow. Have my engine brakes on? I do. Okay, cool. I can just leave it in cruise control then. Unless that's pretty steep hill, then I'd have to take some action. Yeah, I pulled in yesterday. The front gate, there's no parking there, so I pulled around the back because on Google Maps it looked like they might have a back gate and I could just barely park in that area before their gate. We dropped the trailers there and did our chopping and came back last night, hooked up, woke up today morning, got out at 7-ish. Started taking some of the straps off, all the extra straps that I did for safety. Took all those off so that there's only 3 straps per trailer now. And then waited for them to open. They opened the gates at 8:45. So I pulled in and started taking all but 1 strap off of each trailer. And by the time I didn't even get finished that by the time they had a forklift there ready to unload me. So I threw dunnage in the front of the wheel and behind the wheels, took the rest of the straps off, let him pick up the trailer, and it was really efficient. He had me unloaded within 30 minutes, so really efficient. Had the dealership do a walk around with the trailers and all the reflectors are falling off. I noticed one reflector. Well, he just asked me anything wrong with the trailers. I'm like, yeah, I found a reflector on my deck. So we started walking around the trailers and there was a whole bunch of reflectors missing. At least 5 of them missing. Okay, I think that's just a cardboard box. First I thought that was a chunk of timber. That would have been bad. Yeah, they actually contract out a big forklift. So if they hadn't known I was coming, they wouldn't have been able to unload me. So good thing they were there right away. Lickety split. The forklift was registered to be on the highway, so it literally came along the highway and pulled in. Hey, look at the tiny little church. Tiny little church. That's gotta have been a real church someday, right? Back in the day, all it needed was a church for 2 families. 100. Jess was looking at this tabletop over there yesterday, and I do see on the other side of the lake, I see where they might be blasting cannons too. Those tabletops, usually they attach cannons to the top to shoot for avalanches. Oh, it had CN on it, and there's a railroad on the other side of the lake, so that makes sense. So that tabletop had a little CN logo on it. Canadian National Railroad. Railroad or railway? One or the other. And the other side of the mountain looks like there could have been avalanche area, so they must blast the cannon from this side of the lake to the other side to do avalanche control for the train tracks. Rather stop all the trains, blast the mountain, have the snow come down, clean it up, and then you can go with no risks or less risk. That way you control when this avalanche will happen. It's going to look like it's going to be a nice day today for driving. Nice day. There's some blue sky up there, so hopefully it burns off the rest of the clouds. Might be a beautiful day all the way. I don't know how far we'll get today. So it's about 4.5 hours to Babine. 5-ish hours. So once we're loaded, might even be 6 hours at the worst case scenario on duty. Oh, we've already been on duty for 30 minutes plus for 45 minutes. Yeah, so let's say 6 hours. I can drive for 13 hours, so I might have another 7 hours of drive time on the other side, so we might get into the Rockies, might even get through some of the Rockies. We'll be going through the Rockies in the dark. Jess goes, no. We are sleeping before that. Break the keys? Oh boy. Well, then we won't be going through the Rockies at all. I'll hide the keys, not break them. Okay, that's better. That's a little more acceptable. Driving down the highway, getting close to dark, also just grabs the keys and pulls them out of the ignition. It's like, no! No power steering. She would be banned for life after that. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If I see something really cool, I will shoot some bonus video. But along here, you don't know. If not, I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day. And smile. Life is good. And wink at someone. Just to wig them out. Wink at a random stranger. I dare you.